I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo,
yeah.
no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This ain't easy, it was built to be rough, but that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders, now we ain't out in.
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
What up? What up? What up? TGIFF. It's Friday, August 29th. Just a couple of days left on one of the biggest months of the show. Almost 50 units this month. Almost a 50 pack out there. And nights like last night only help the situation. Hope everyone's doing well. It is Friday. It is College Football Friday, the first big weekend of the fall. Just 6 days away till the NFL. Only a month left of MLB and a monster college football slate this weekend. We have action tonight. We have action tomorrow. We have action Sunday. We have action on Monday. We already have a ticket for Monday's action. In fact, they were trying to beat the line movement there, so we'll see what happens. What a heck of a night. I hope you guys reap the benefits of that effort that was put forth yesterday, because it was a monster. 11-2. 11-2, you guys. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. We started out 3-1 in baseball. It was a fine start to the day in the MLB. We cashed the under 8 in that Boston spot. We cashed the under 9. I was laughing because I was like, man, I told you guys I capped this stuff. I just happened to be on all unders yesterday. Under 7.5 cashed San Francisco and Chicago. We did lose the parlay, Pittsburgh in the under. The under cashed. Should have just been on that under too. Didn't know I got cute with it. We won our tennis play. That tennis play cashed right at the end of the show. Moon Air, whatever. He cashed for us. And then our look-ahead play. Our look-ahead play, USF +6. We cashed that thing. No sweat bet. We gave that one out on Tuesday? Was it Monday or Tuesday? I can't remember. Essentially, it played out the way I expected it to. I didn't expect so many turnovers from that Boise State side of things here, but a lot of moving parts. Humidity. You heard him talking about it too during the game, didn't you? Like, oh, there's a lot of humidity. It's hot. It's getting hot out. It's hot. Yeah. Sean, I do have a promo code, August 25. Get you 25% off a package if you're thinking about checking things out. NFL 25. If you go in and you get the 6-month package, you only get charged for 4 months. So your choice. Inexpensive option. Simply to say thanks for the capping, support the effort. Let's keep the gravy train rolling. Then we got into the show itself. Now, we did have a loss. They weren't all butterflies and rainbows. Phillies won. Everyone was talking about how the Phillies were in trouble. The Phillies busted them up. It's those identity-less Mets at -260. You know, in hindsight, it's always 2020. In hindsight, there's no reason you should be betting the Mets at -260 ever. They have no identity. I think, in reflection, in hindsight of the hindsight, the best breakdown of the Mets all season might be just that. They just don't have any identity. And when you need them to score runs, they don't. When you don't need them to score runs, they do. When you need them to win, they lose. When you need them to lose, they win. It's just a shit team. And so that parlay lost. But that was the end of the losing because we won the over 9 in the Yankees. 10-4. They went over on their own. We finished it off college football-wise. 5 straight winners last night. USF +6. Jacksonville, UCF under. That game had a huge rain delay or some delay in that at the end of that first quarter. 17-10 final when they finally got their asses back. The Buffalo game, UB Minnesota under 43.5. Final score 23-10. Buffalo actually covers a spread in that Minnesota game. Second time they've covered the spread against Minnesota, if you'll remember that breakdown yesterday. Cincinnati +7. I thought they were going to win outright. I don't know if that kid's infatuation was there, the protege of Patrick Mahomes, but +7 gets there. The Wisconsin Miami, Ohio game under 41. That game was 0-0, like 3 straight quarters. Under 41 was never in doubt, 17-0 final. And then just for kicks, we won another WNBA game. Chicago Sky +12. I thought the wrong team was favored. They lost by 4. They were winning the majority of that game. So it was a really, really fun night last night. That's the kind of night that I told you, we grind, right? There's some days that we're going to be up a unit. We're going to be down a unit, up to, hopefully not down to. And then there's going to be days like yesterday where we generate 9 units of profit, all 1 unit plays, everything played equally, successfully. Some other big things that happened across the board yesterday. Well, let's see. College football wise, guess we could talk to WNBA. That Storm and Lynx game ended up going over. The Mystics and the Liberty. The Liberty ended up crushing the Mystics by 26 points. And I didn't see that one. I didn't have that one on my bingo card. They weren't all butterflies and rainbows, as I said earlier. College football-wise, though, kind of what I expected on the slate last night. I didn't really think anything was too dramatically upsetting. Yeah, East Carolina covers that 14. I told you guys I would be surprised if they won the game. Now, they covered it with 10 points in the fourth quarter, but they still covered it. I said about that Delaware State game, I thought that one, it should have gone over. Do you want to bet on those 2 teams to go over? No. UL Monroe, St. Francis, I said I kind of thought that one had an overlook to it. Do you want to bet on St. Francis, or do you want to bet on the Warhawks? Let alone do you want to bet on St. Francis to do their end of it? That game stayed under. Akron took an L. They couldn't get a single fucking point. If they gotten a touchdown, oh man, it's just bad. Wyoming with a squad out there. Missouri Central, Arkansas. That was the game that I said was going to go over, and I thought it was like my first cut. It did go over. Also, Duke and Elon. That game went over. Kind of talked a little bit about that. Did I want to have to bank on Elon? Well, Elon got 17 points. Oklahoma State, too many points against UT Martin. And the big call. Write it down. Remember it. At home, Houston's opponents, first half team total under. They wouldn't give it that to us yesterday, remember? I said I couldn't find it. They're like forcing action. And the first half under 30.5 cashed anyways. And then the full game under 55.5 cashed easy. Fucking Stephen F. Austin got 0 points. Remember that trend. When Houston's at home, opponent team total first half unders. We're going to remember that. That was written down in the old black book from last year. UAB and Alabama State, a game I really couldn't give a shit about. And finished it off, San Diego State, Stony Brook. I thought that game would probably go over, and Stony Brook put up 0 points. So these FCS schools are really showing their propensity to struggle against quality foes. We're not struggling, though. Listen to this. I was thinking about this earlier today. Listen to some of the runs that we've had here this past couple of days. We had a 10-0 NFL preseason. That's how we finished the NFL preseason. 10 straight wins. Remember? Showed it to you guys. 10 straight wins. I haven't heard anybody do anything stupid like that. Had a 7 straight Major League Baseball winner the other day. 7 straight Major League Baseball wins, all jammed into one day after an 0-2 start. Then we fired off 5-0 yesterday in college football. It is going to be a terrific fall at this rate, at this pace, at this trend that we're firing here. And I'm excited to do it with you guys, man. This is, it's motivating. Yeah, you know what? Looking at numbers, grinding, looking for trends all day gets a little monotonous. But when you fire off the big cannon like we did last night, it gets exciting. So I'm jacked up. I'm so jacked up. I want to talk about the player parlay prop that I put out there. The triple P, the triple player prop parlay. I'll fire this off at you guys to kick the show off. I always like starting the show with some quick action. I did post some action out there, by the way. Tarleton and Army. I took the under in that game at 48. So that action is live and out there. Hopefully you saw that either by the winnable free plays or the post tab at Sports Money. I put that out there for all to see. Doesn't even matter if you remember. Just put it out there. Cal Raleigh over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Yandy Diaz over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Alec Boehm over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Blake Snell, 7 or more strikeouts. And Taylor Ward over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Brings us in about a 19-1 score. Cal Raleigh over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Yandy Diaz over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Alec Boehm over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Taylor Ward over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And Blake Snell, 7 or more strikeouts. Just about 19-1 to kick the day off. Let's go. I'm fired up. I hope you guys are fired up. Do me a favor. If you are fired up, if you are making some money with us here at Sports Money, smash that thumbs up button. Now's the time to show the support. Fun little card lined up. I want to shout out all you guys that are here to join us tonight. So get those plays in the chat. We can talk about them as well. I did mention, I saw the question, 2 promo options for winnable over there. I got to mention it. Getting to that time of the year. Lots of sports coming down the pike, and I got pissed off today because I heard it again. Someone's offering a 50% off package if you buy their NFL package. It's only $850. I was like, are you fucking crazy? You got to be fucking crazy. Super low. I don't care if we're the low-cost leaders out there. Just looking to get you guys to throw a little support our way. And AUG25, AUG25 gets you 25% off a package. If you're looking for a day or a week or a month, you want to try it out. Longer term's better, and that's why the 6-month package is out there. NFL 25. Special ends at the end of August. 2 more days. Quite a few of you, by the way, thank you, have decided to jump on board. And I think that's the best way to go. You're going to catch, we're all going to have some struggles. We're not going to win every day, but you're going to catch the ultimate winning streaks, and you don't miss any plays out there. It's a full sports package, not just giving you NFL for $850. We're giving you the whole smash. Use NFL25 as the promo code, NFL25. And basically you pay for 4 months, you get 2 free. That'll bring you right through the Super Bowl. Promo ends at the end of August. 2 more days, 3 more days, 2 more, 3 more, 29, 30, 31, 3 more days to take advantage of that package out there. And I strongly encourage you guys to do it. Look, we just different. We do it different. Some would say we do it better. But it's a lot of fun making this cash, and I'm excited to do that with you guys. So let's go. Appreciate all of you, one of you guys that wants to show the support. Priority access galore. You know the deal. If you guys have questions, we'll answer them. You guys have questions about a game, even after the fact. If you guys are members, then we want to support you and give you our best thoughts and looks and try to how to cash more winning bets. Be mindful. If you ask about a game, it's not one that we've broken down. All can be as a best opinion at that point. But hey, maybe that helps you make a betting decision or keeps you off of a losing decision. Shout out to Ken Wood in the house. Stop Geo Engineering. Jay Maines here. Robert McCormick, Peter Gracia, David Wallace, Trevor Davis. There's Sean. Thank you guys all for being a part of it. The sports betting groovy alien is here as well. Ton of money to be made this weekend. Peter Gracia. Happy Friday. Let's pimp slap the books and cash money. AJ is in the house. Please. You know, in honor of this fucking tear that we've been on, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to roll it. I'm going to roll the clip.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, it's too much winning.
What? It's my fucking show. I'll play the clip if I want. God damn it. Let's go. Appreciate all you guys, though. Thank you guys all for being here, rolling with us. I'm looking forward to this card, man. David Wallace says, how about ECU plus 14.5? Yes, sir. Stop Gio says, winning like Charlie Sheen before AIDS. Winning. Joe W is ready to roll. Peter Gracia says, great night, Mikey. Thank you. Nine Legacy says, let's get a baby. What's today's 4-leg paid in full? I gave it to you. Jeff Matthews says, trend fade. Trent Dilfer at UAB if they're favorite. That's good to know. Jeff Matthews, I will plant that one in the old memory bank. Nine Legacies wants that parlay. Chosen One says, I'm on Baylor, Moneyline, Colorado, Georgia Tech under 51.5. Charlotte, App State under 49.5. Stop Geoengineering says, I love when I see a book trying to hide certain props. Yeah. Dude, they got us on that one for sure. You're damn right, sports betting, Patrick. Sports betting groovy alien. Nicholas Handy. It's fucking bizarre, man. That's why I said it's too much, and the worst part is that those cappers at those big sites are only picking up like 30% of that monster haul. So we skip that middleman. We don't have big business. We have you guys supporting us, and that's damn good enough for me. I'm just happy to be a part of it and show you guys exactly what we can do here. The theorem is, can you win long term? And we are doing just that. We're up about 120 units. I'll tell you this. I just ran this the last 30 days. We're up 42 units the last 30 days at BetStamp. It's been a phenomenal run. It's been across the board, right? It's been Major League Baseball. We've been doing well there. Kind of treading a little water last week there. We've been giving out, we talked about the run in the NFL preseason. That was fucking crazy. We kicked off college football. That was crazy. We've been firing over there. WNBA, who the hell would have thought? The best damn WNBA cappers are right here. It just makes me laugh. I started watching some WNBA because we've been making so much damn money in it. I was like, I got to see what these gals are all about. All right, I'm ready to go. I hope you guys are as well. We got a big show. We got a parlay. We'll kick things off with probably a square parlay. I don't care. I'm going to play it anyways. Then I'm going to talk about St. Louis, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, and Washington, San Diego, and Minnesota to bring home the Major League Baseball card. This is the best part. This is where, in theory, big on theory, our winning should go up and even higher. And why? Because we have more sports to work with now. Think about it. In the summertime, we had Major League Baseball and the WNBA. And by the way, we gutted it like a fucking fish, right? I mean, the guts are all over the dock. We've been destroying it. But now you're going to add in college football. We're going to talk about Auburn, Baylor, Georgia Tech, Colorado. We're going to roll up UNLV and Sam Houston State. And then we're going to sprinkle on the top a little Dallas and Atlanta in the WNBA. So it's a nice card tonight. It's a happy Friday. I'm happy. How could you not be happy after a monster winning night like that? Yeah. We'll leave it at that. We've done enough. We've done enough work to get this thing rolling. Let's pop off the top. Get these bookies' panties to drop. You know the deal. Hopefully your bookies won. No disrespect to anybody else that's out there. But it's square as fuck, and I don't give a fuck. On top of that, how about that? The double I don't give a fucks. This thing pops off, and you got the Yankees. The Yankees are on a over trend of this century right now, and we've been talking about it. When they score runs, they score a bunch of runs. When they get a bunch of runs, the following game, they get more runs. They just keep getting runs and runs and runs and runs. And they're 12-0 in this situation. 27-0 do find the Yankees in this game as well. So there's not much to argue about the Yankees against these White Sox. Last night we played the total, not the side. The reason we did that was because it was the White Sox. And there was a little apprehension that maybe, they could just fire. But when you get a big favorite of the Yankees as a minus 180 or more, if they scored 9 or more runs on 9 or more hits the previous game, they are 27-0 that next game. That's the Yankees. And then we've got the Dodgers on the other side. And at this point, at this rate, at this part of the season, let's get the fucking win mode right now. So let's slap these two together. They're pretty large favorites for a reason. And I think that reason means, look, the Diamondbacks are just in trouble. Now, there's a lot of money coming in and a little bit of reverse movement here. It's Blake Snell and Zach Allen, but Blake Snell's been lights out, and he's at home, 1.97 ERA. That's going to be the first play. The Yankees and the Dodgers. No frills, just filling up the bankroll. Yep, Peter Gracia, you know it, my dude. Right. I mean, there were some days where there was only baseball and there was only 3 games and we were still coming up with 5 or 6 plays. That's because I'm a degenerate. It's because I like to gamble. But what has changed the game plan at that point, right? We'll look at player props and all the rest. So that's the deal. Yankees and Dodgers to pop things off. The sports betting and groovy alien likes the Yankees, Dodgers first 5 and Colorado first half money line. Game number 2. First straight play on the card. I'm going to take the Reds in this game. This is the spot for me. I'm looking at this one. I see minus 108s have swelled to minus 136s. It's funny. Last night I made a play 2 nights ago. I made a play at maybe like midnight, 11:30 or midnight for the next day. And then last night I did the same thing with this Cincinnati Red spot. And so now they're up to minus 135s. 74% of the bets are on the Cincinnati Reds. However, 65% of the cash are on the Cardinals. I don't know how. This 9 has semi-dipped to some 8.5s. It's kind of a head fake. You have 91% of the bets and 88% of the cash on the over. Pitching-wise, it's Zach Lytle. He's got a 3.58 since he's come over from the Tampa Bay Rays. First performance sucked. Everybody's first performance at the trade deadline sucked. Matthew Liberatore, 4.2. Is it Liberatore or Liberatore? I don't care. 4.27 ERA. You got to play a lot better than you are, fella, to earn my respect and how I talk about your name. That's for sure. And that's really what it comes down to for me with this game. This dude has just been atrocious right now. And we want to take a shot to fade him. Right now, 34 innings pitched, 27 runs allowed, 41 hits. He walked 15 on top of it. I mean, this dude is just a walking run, ducks on the pond. He's not even striking dudes out anymore, too. If you look, that's down about 25% first half, second half of the season. So you got a bad pitcher in Liberatore. Not only is he a bad pitcher, this is the worst combination. He doesn't even get run support. He's got just 17 runs over his last 5 starts. Sub 3. Right around 3. And then on the road, you factor that in, and the Cardinals, they're 29-37 on the road. So I don't know. Is there any more of a perfect storm than to fade this Cardinals team at this point? Well, let me tell you, on the other side, the Reds do well at home, 36-29. Not like the Seattle Mariners, who we'll talk about shortly. And they've got 3 straight losses. That was against the Dodgers. Lytell's been strong since that first start, 3.92 ERA. And in terms of kind of keeping the contact down, his walks are down. Just 6 walks in 20.5 innings. Seems like a good spot for us to fire on the Reds tonight. I'm going to take the Reds. I'm going to run it right up there to get this thing started. Shout out to Skunt Blaster. The Skunt Bag play of the day is in. He likes Charlotte. I like Charlotte. Let's get that money, Skunt Bag. Skunt Bag play of the day. And there's number 2. He's on Baylor. Baylor money line from Skunt Blaster as well. Jimbo's here. He says Reds minus 135 for him. And Cactus Black likes the Reds. What's up, you guys, man? Shout out to Skunt Blaster. It's good to see Cactus Black back up in here. It's good to see the Skunt Bag. Not just 1, but 2 plays of the day for our friend Skunt Blaster. He's got a 3rd. He's coming through with a 3rd. He's got the Athletics. The 3rd Skunt Bag play of the day. Shout out to you, Skunt Bag. Skunt Blaster. Skunt Bag. Skunt Blaster. Shout out to Gerardo Hernandez. Peter Gracia says, love Baylor in this spot. Let's go. Game number 3 on the card here tonight. Trying to just fire again, man. If we can just close this week out like we did earlier today. Shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy's a new member. He upgraded to the gold level membership. My guy, Jimmy. What up, brother? Thank you, dude. Cheers to you guys, man. What a night. Blessing our action, creating positive vibes, building the community. Appreciate you, Jimmy. Let's rock, man. Let's go, you guys. Shout out to all you guys, man. Irish King says Schwarbaum again, my boy. We did talk about Schwarbaum probably having a day. I didn't know he was going to have that kind of day. One of 21 players in Major League Baseball to smash and cash. Bottom line. If you had his 4+ home run card, good for you. Gonna take the over in this game. Whoa, an over. Did I say that? Did I say over? I got 3 overs on this card tonight. 3 of them. 3. So I'm not just an under player. I can independently evaluate the card and decide what makes the most sense and where I think I want to get paid. When we've got the right trends and the right pitching matchups, yeah, I'm not afraid to go take a shot with an over. And I think this one lines up just like that. Like this and like that and like this. And a raise spot that features none other than gas can of the month, Adrian Hauser. Now, you see his 2.88 ERA, and you'll say, well, that's not terrible. And yeah, I mean, okay. But he's got 3.48 on the road, so it goes up. And he's been giving up runs. He's given up 20 road runs this year, 4 in his last start. In fact, he's given up 13 runs in his last 4 starts. There's gas can of the month, number 1. And then Mitchell Parker. Now, Mitchell Parker's a lefty. But not all lefties are created equal. This guy's a fucking sieve. He's got a 5.45 ERA. He just came off and given up 6 runs his last start. In fact, this dude, listen to his last 5 starts. 8, 4, 5, 5, 6. Not just that, but you want to talk about home runs? This is the command and control. Listen to this. Home run, walk, strikeout ratio. 2-1-3, 1-3-4, 1-3-3, 1-3-0. 2 home runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Not only is he not striking, it's almost the same situation as Liberatore. Gas can of the month, number 2. Then if you want to add to it some trends, I'll share some trends with you guys. Trends are our friends. How about this? We know to fade the Nationals in starters, series openers. If they've got a day's rest, the Nationals somehow find themselves to an 18-4-2 over. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how that gets there. I know this. There are some fucking monster margins on this trend situation here. The Nats, a perfect 17-0 to the over. Sorry, I got to turn this off. Every time I look up, I see my head in delay on the the other screen. 17-0 to the over are the Nats when they're playing a non-divisional opponent off a road loss with a total more than 7. They're averaging 13.6 runs a game in those spots. Tampa rolls through with some of their own trends. 12-0 to the over. If they're playing an opponent that's on a 4 or more game losing streak, that allows 8 or more hits a game. Impressive because they just says that what that says is they just beat up on the bad teams. That's why Yandy Diaz made the RBI or the hits runs RBI card today. And then Tampa Bay's 10 and over if they found a way to score less than 5 runs the previous game. That's averaging 11 runs a game. So strong trends there to support the over in this spot. Plus we have 2 gas can potentials on the bump out there. Them going out and shoving is highly unlikely. DJ Hardy says, does Schwarber, he was 40-1 to win the MVP of the league when Sharpie and I talked about it back at the end of April. 40-1. Crazy numbers, isn't it? I haven't even seen the game. I purposely haven't looked for any updates for that Army game. He says, Army's QB ran over a dude on his way to touchdown. Shame on Tarleton. Texas football is supposed to be better than that. Think about the gap. I talked about this last year with the NIL, like the shit schools, the shit Division I schools like St. Francis, PA. They're going to get even worse. They're going to become there's going to be a whole reshuffling of the deck of tiers in college football, like FCS, like North Dakota States and shit like that. You saw like Carson Wentz's and who's that other can? Anyways, winning national champions at the FCS level, but they can't convert to the speed of the NFL level. Well, now what you've done is you've added another tier in there because you're going to have guys taking 1 or 2 year deals to get recognized at schools like St. Francis, PA, before they end up going and playing for a team like Baylor, right? Which means the FCS schools are going to get that much worse. And so I think we're seeing that already now. We're seeing that with these FCS schools getting run. There's 0 points on this one, 3 points on that one. I mean, 3.5 on that Western Illinois spot tonight. It's juiced. It's like minus 198. They don't want you betting that under on that team total there too, by the way. Under looks good to me, says Zoe. All right. I hope so. Cool. Wow, so much fun when things are going the right way, isn't it? When we're seeing the board right, we put the work in, you should get fucking paid for it. What I do here? All right, this one screwed me up. I had to redo this one twice. And there's no graphic for this one because I added it late. I'm on over. This over scares me a little bit. But again, we got cans. We got gas can recipients. 80% of the bets and 82% of the cash are on the Mariners. Let's move a couple cents in their direction. And an 8 that's got juice to the over, but they don't know what to do with it. Meaning it's over 8 is plus 100. Under 7.5 is minus 103. So the under 8's the prevailing number. 97% of the bets, 98% of the cash. And that scares me because it is Jorge Kirby with a 4.05 ERA, and it is Logan Allen with a 4.35 ERA. The thing for me when I looked at this, I thought, well, I think the Mariners are going to win. I talked about this little sneak teaser at the earlier part of this game or the show here. The Reds are built to play in their ballpark. Seattle's not built to play in their ballpark, but they play on the road and they play at a pretty significant rate. So, and they hit the ball. They make contact when they're on the road. That was the piece that got me. So you've got Logan Allen coming into this thing. And in August, he's got a 6 ERA. He's been getting crushed. 8 home runs over his last 8 starts. There's that command and control that we talked about the other day. It's not there. Not good. His whip, that's been going up at an exponential rate. 22 hits, 14 walks over 19.2 innings this month. And now you're going to play a Seattle team that smashes righties. If you've got a situation where Allen's given up 13 homers, these boys, Cal Raleigh should have a fucking field day, is what it comes down to. I mean, he's smashing. He's got a 280 with a 103.6 OPS, leading the league in home runs out there. This just seemed like a Seattle spot to go out and get some runs. Maybe this is a 5-1 type of game. So I parlayed Seattle with this over. I only made it like 125. So I thought to myself, let's just take Seattle team total over 4.5. Let's hope they get to 5 runs. Let's hope they do it early. And let's hope that we get the hell out of there. Jimbo says sharp money on the Nationals. I'll tell you, I saw there's another sharp respected, but I'll take Baltimore is the big one. I don't have a Baltimore play out there yet tonight. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, there were some looks on the Nationals in this game. In that game. I just couldn't get there. So I got the Seattle team total over 4.5, expecting gas can number 3 to get lit up like a fucking, I don't know, to get lit up. And then I got this last game here, San Diego and the Minnesota Twins. Another over. Can you believe all these overs for a guy that likes his unders? Boy, oh boy, how the tables have turned. By the way, a terrific Houston -1 spot tonight, but this line has come way down. And that's because it's Javier on the bump, and he's been struggling right now. The Padres open up as -120 favorites. They're now -122. I'm going to tell you how I would live bet this as well. 81% of the bets and 93% of the cash. If at any point the Twins go up in this game, take the Padres. Live. The total at 8.5 has 98% of the bets and 98% of the cash on the over. Now, it is juice to the over. Nasty Nestor Cortez with a 9.0 ERA. Zebby Matthews with a 5.3 ERA. Yeah. Recent performance, time of the year are the two big factors for me in this one. Now, I mentioned the Padres and looking to take them live. Why? Because I think you'll get a plus money price tag based on their current situation. When they play the AL Central and they're off a road loss, they're 11-2. So keep that in mind as you're looking to live bet these fellas. Now you could probably take them at -120 if you're if you want to get after that and support a 9 ERA. But we got a perfect tailor-made situation. Series openers off a loss, total between 7.5 and 8.5. That's why I mentioned where that 8.5 is and it hasn't moved. 7.5 to 8.5, 139 and 69 to the over. It's cashed 7 in a row. Little tweak to it, becomes 15 and 3. It's cashed 12 in a row as well. I'm on the over 8.5. And the Fathers and Twins game. Cubs and Rockies. I wouldn't lay 235 with the Cubs, but I don't know if you could take the Rockies. Texas Rangers Athletics. Certainly, I wouldn't take the Athletics at minus 144. We already have the Dodgers wrapped into a parlay. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with this late game, so stay tuned. Baltimore and San Francisco Giants. Time will tell what we do with that one. That's baseball. That's Major League Baseball today. That's a bunch of plays fired off at you guys. Jimmy says 7-3. Army over Tarleton. Jay Main says Nats and Cubs, same price since 4:45 a.m. Baltimore. Lauren Dorian's here. Says good evening, everyone. Good evening. Yeah, Joseph Myers says Tarleton's a decent to good FCS team, but Army's significantly better. The thing about Army is they're not just that three-headed monster anymore. They started passing the ball. Lauren likes the Rangers money line. I like the Rangers at a plus price tag, plus 125. I might have to look at this evening card a little bit more. I mean, it's Leiter and Springs, and Leiter's been on the lit up capacity. You can't take. Remember our cardinal rule here. The Athletics is a fucking big favorite. Is no bueno. That's a good recipe to lose money long term. So let's change gears. Let's talk about these games. You guys are ready. Football's back. I forgot how long it takes to cash a bet in football. That's what I forgot. I say that every year. Like UFC, that's my favorite. Just fucking shoot that thing right into my veins. 15 minutes or less, and we're seeing if there's judge fuckery or not. Then you roll on over and you get baseball, and it's like, hey, first fives, man, those things can be, especially if you're on an under, cash that bet in 90 minutes 90 minutes, give or take. Football. It's like 4 hours later, and I'm still waiting for the thing to cash. But I love football. I love anything I can make money on, for all fairness. And we had a fortune. I'm going to knock on wood because we had a nice start yesterday. We had a good start last week, too. 2-0 in the video series. By the way, before I forget, 2 videos are out there. I need you guys to go and check them out. Hit the like. Leave a comment for me, if you would kindly. I broke down the Texas-Ohio State game. That's the 12 p.m. tomorrow afternoon spot. Big game, big battle, big analysis with some trends to boot. And then I broke down the Georgia Tech's tonight. Georgia Southern Fresno State game with another big trend to boot. So 2 spots you don't want to miss out on. And it fits into the stereotype and profile of how I've been evaluating early college football games. Now, the big thing I'll talk about in a second is I don't know what I want to call it, the transition of Georgia football. Because I said this, and my friend Justin knows. Big proponent of saying there ain't a team worth of shit from Georgia. Joseph Myers. Yeah, dude. So you talk about how some of these, dude, $99 for 3 days. I'm going to tell you, you can just about get the 6-month pack. We don't have any overhead. Comes straight to us. The processor takes a couple points off of it, and it keeps us in the game. It's disgusting, man. And they're not even winning. I told you, I saw the report on one of them big companies. 80-20 rule. 80% of them are under 500, which means you're down money. So anyways, let's talk some college football. Auburn pops off here. I hear you guys talking about Baylor. I want to get this out there right away. I'm on Auburn. 2 things. 1, the Big 12 is irrelevant. 2, the SEC is dominant. That'll cause some shit. That'll get some people thinking. By the way, I kind of like Kansas to go beat the shit out of the Seahawks tonight. 45.5 points. This is a lot of points. New stadium. That place looks pretty cool. This line opened up at minus 125. It has come down a little. Actually, in all fairness, they're playing games with this line because the Tigers opened up as plus 2.5 dogs. Then it flipped to minus 2.5 favorites. Now it's flip-flopped again. It's minus ones to plus 1.5s, depending on the side that you're looking at. And the prevailing number, the money line, 68% of the bets and 71% of the cash on the Tigers, it's come down. The total's moved up a point. I think that's the wrong move. 94% of the bets and 84% of the cash are on the over. Now we'll see. We'll see. I know I make a ridiculous statement about how the Big 12 sucks and the SEC's dominant, but it's fact. In fact, the fact seems to be SEC, Big 10, and then the ACC and the Big 12 are going to battle out for irrelevance. And it comes down to defense. Because the Big 12 doesn't believe in defense. And if the Big 12 mattered, would schools like Oklahoma and Texas look to peel out of there? So stop that nonsense. We know it's SEC. The reason I've got the ACC shoehorned in, despite the fact that I do think Clemson will beat the shit out of LSU tomorrow, is because of their defense. The ACC's defense has gone to shit. They're replicating the Big 12 model, and it's only because for a couple of years there, when the SEC and Alabama's and Georgia's had such dominant defenses, they had to go out there and get the razzle-dazzle offense, and they've moved away from going out and recruiting and developing trench line players. So, 1-0 cards already. Great. Just started. That being said, look, don't fall in love with this Baylor offense. Now, I get it. Everyone's talking Sawyer Robertson and Bryson Washington, and they're returning. I do like that there's a returning body of work in this process. I like that. If they're returning and they've got all these pieces in play and they did so great last year, why are they dogs? 8-5, 6-3 in the Big 12 last year. Evaluate the body of some of those wins. Miraculous bullshit at the end of the game. Desperation. One of those situations where they flipped the coin and they got the win that time, but they flipped the coin and try to do it again this time. They're just not deep enough. Now, Baylor's quarterback situation, I guess I should say Auburn's quarterback situation. If you were going to fade Auburn, it's not because you think Baylor's good. It's because you think the game plan for Auburn is stupid. What do I mean by that? Auburn's got 3 different play callers. They've got 3 different quarterbacks they're going to try to run out there. Hugh Freeze is going to be listening on the mic while these guys banter about the plays that they're calling, and he'll have the ability to override and overrule whomever the play is that he doesn't like. Now, I talked about the line moving to the over. Auburn's a perfect 7-0 to the under on the road in their first 5 games of the season. So if you think Baylor's going to go out there and razzle-dazzle and throw points all over the board, I think you got a second thing coming. Now, I could be way off on that read and that breakdown, but I'll say this. Auburn doesn't open the season on the road. That's a fact. They haven't played a road opener since 2002. Okay? So this is a little bit of a unique challenge. But I think they got the right guy manning the ship for the challenge, Hugh Freeze. When you look at Hugh Freeze and the way that he rolls out, this dude, his first 2 weeks of the college football season, doesn't matter what team he's coaching. He's 14-1 on the money line his last 15 season openers. They've won the first half in 3 of their last 4 games against non-conference opponents. They've won the first quarter in 3 of their last 4 games. So in other words, I think he accepts the challenge of going on the road against this Baylor team that everybody's enamored with. Auburn's won 8 straight season openers out there. I don't think anything's different in this spot here. I think they got the better coach with the better talent and the better conference. I'm going to take Auburn with the minus 120. Scum Blaster says all the money is not on Baylor. I'm not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing, I guess, from that. Did I say that? Maybe I said that. 66% of the bets and 65% of the cash are on the Baylor Bears. 2/3 of the money. So if there's 3/3 and there's 2/3 on, 2/3 to me is the majority. Okay. But a lot of talking heads like the Bears, and they're giving them to you at a plus money price tag. That's a red flag right there. Now we'll see. They got to play the game. That's going to be a fun one. The shit show for us, you guys, is that they started this game at 8 p.m. and then they start the next game that I'm going to talk about, the Georgia Tech Colorado game at 8 p.m. Who the fuck made this schedule? Really? Thanks for doing us a favor. With baseball going on, I got to try to split screen this thing and then some other shit on top of it. Come on. Couldn't hook this up. So it's controversial. I get it. Some of my takes are going to be controversial. We'll see. I don't win them all. I don't profess to win them all. We did win 5 in a row yesterday. So we'll see. We're due to take an L. So keep that in mind. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets open up at -4.5. They've moved to -3.5. Now, there's some ping pongage because it did come back to 4. And you have 38% of the bets and 58% of the cash on Georgia Tech. By the way, I said this before, and I love you guys sharing your plays because I like to see who's on what. I'm sharing when I go down the rundown, this is my card of what I put together. So like, you guys can have a compelling argument, and I might just have to sit there and be bummed out in the corner with my hands crossed and my head down because I can't do anything about it. I already played these spots. So this is my card, but I love seeing your guys' card too because I like to see where we're head to head and who's got what reason why they're doing it. So just keep that in mind as I talk about some of these spots here. But the reasons I took the spots I did are because of the reasons I'm indicating. So -4.5, so I've moved to -3.5. 38% of the bets, 58% of the cash on the Yellow Jackets. This total's come down 6 points, 56.5 to 50.5. You have 88% of the bets and 64% of the cash on the under. It's come down 6. I'm fading the Buffaloes. 2 reasons. One, the Buffaloes, first of all, I feel like this is almost a Baylor situation. They weren't very good last year in the first place. Colorado. Shedeur Sanders, I mean, he got called out by, what's-his-face? Cam Ward. Right? He said his passes go downfield. Shedeur Sanders spent most of his time running 30 yards backwards just to get a 3-yard gain. So it was a 33-yard pass. It was dink and dunks. Now, the conversation about Shedeur and the Browns, I can't believe the Browns are keeping 4 quarterbacks on their fucking roster. That's asinine, but regardless, you do what you want with him. He's gone. And so now you're replacing a key component there. You're replacing running back key components out there as well. And the worst part that you got going against you here is you got a Georgia Tech team that has, I think, the better front 7 on both sides of the ball. When I was looking at these guys, both size and experience, if it was Shedeur Sanders still running out there for his life, Georgia Tech would be all over this dude. I mean, we'll have to see how it plays out here, right? But there's still playmakers out there for Colorado. I don't disagree with that. But think about this, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm not sorry. This is my money. We all know Coach Prime, and we all know what's been going on with Coach Prime. I don't know how much of a foot this dude's got left. And I don't know what else has been going on with those other complications. But for me, you lost key components for whatever reason. The NFL was saying, do you see the stuff that came out and said, don't draft Shedeur Sanders? They want to teach either him or Prime a lesson. Somebody's supposed to get taught a lesson, and the Browns did it anyways. But your coach isn't there for the most of training camp. You just replace key components on the team. While they can potentially get things going, I don't see how they get him going against this Georgia Tech team here. I wish it wasn't 3.5. I'm glad it's not 4.5. I wish it was 3. Georgia Tech just, long, methodical, chew the clock up, aggravate and frustrate your game plan style. They're averaging almost 30 seconds in between every single play out there. Like they talked yesterday about how fast-paced USF was. Georgia Tech couldn't be any more opposite of that situation. And I was talking about this at the onset of the show. These programs and the way things have turned around with these Georgia schools, starting with Georgia being able to take down Bama and win the national championships. Then I talked about in the video, I talked about some Georgia Southern. Today, I'm talking about some Georgia Tech. I think, again, in the trenches, long, slow, methodical drives. Now, the one thing that we do have with the Colorado Buffaloes is Caden Salter is going to be the guy. He's a transfer. So now not only do you have a quarterback that's a transfer, that's not knowing the system without your coach being there, but the benefit is he did play at Liberty. Liberty was able to put a shit ton of points up. And he's a dual threat. So, can he extend the plays with his legs is what we're going to have to see. The hook does scare me just a touch, but I'm on the 3.5. I think it's a fair play. I think it's a fair value on the spot. Oh boy, you guys are talking about how they're just sitting in zone, huh? Yeah. He was given a clean, but he was in the hospital. Pacheco de Gallo says, I think Baylor is the side. They're offering a boost partly on Auburn. Seems sus. I don't like to see those. All right, we'll see, boys. Time will tell. Jerry Davis says, Colorado's the better quarterback at home in altitude. He likes how. Now, that's another factor. The altitude, certainly. I mean, we saw the altitude work in the other direction last night. I wasn't a fan of Colorado last year. I thought Colorado was going to win some games when Prime got in there, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll have to see. Time will tell. That's going to be a fun game. I hate that it starts at the same time. Georgia Tech now -3 at DraftKings. Good. Get it. Clip it. I like it even more at 3. I told you the hook is what concerns me a little bit. Just too many transfers. Look at, can Colorado be good in the long haul? I don't want to just blanket this team sucks type of situation. There's too many big pieces transferred in without the experience and benefit of their coach guiding their development early in the camp that makes vulnerable early. And he's, just like we talked about Auburn sniping teams early, first quarter, first halves, I think Georgia Tech can do the same thing. And if they can build up enough of a lead, they're going to keep that ball out of the hands of Colorado. It's going to be a tough spot. So let's go. Last game we got. Shout out to Skunt Blaster in the chat. Or excuse me. I saw Skunt Blaster. See Nanya. He says line movement being suspicious means you didn't look into it. Shout out to Subhuman Gaucho. Josh Cameron, Baylor, 50+ receiving yards. I don't think the line movement's suspicious. If that's what you're inferring. There you go. This is Auburn's going to fucking kick the teeth off of Baylor. I think it's going to be under. We'll see. I love the teasers too. Football's back. That means we got teaser season. All right, look it. I talked to you guys about some unders. Let's talk to you about some overs. These Bearcats, unlike yesterday's Bearcats in Cincinnati with a game that stayed way under the number, have some offenses that are explosive and some defenses that are suspect. That I'll say is suspect. I'll use that term. 9:30 start for this game. Going to be played. Plus 13.5 for the Bearcats has moved to 9.5. 57% of the bets, 59% of the cash. My suspicion is because they watched these teams play last week and they saw that the UNLV running Rebs running away from playing defense. It's probably the way that I would describe that. I don't know. Listen, I'll give you a couple trends for this one, and then we can talk a little bit about some of the X's and O's and the Jimmies and the Joes, right? Whichever way you want to see it here. But this opened at 58.5. It's moved to 61.5. And you got 95% of the bets on the under, 67% of the cash on the over. Okay. That's got to be a red flag right off the hop. Right? How about this one? What do you want first? I'll give you the trend first. How about that? Because it's exciting. There's a few, and I shared a couple of these in the videos that I released. They don't exist any other time of the season than right the fuck now. And this is one of these games right here. A perfect 11-0 to the over. It's not just that it's a perfect 11-0. It's the margin. Listen to this. When they're home, the spread's less than a 33. So they're not egregious favorites. And the total's greater than 57.5. Friday, home teams in August that fall in those two parameters are a perfect 11-0 to the over. The average number that they're seeing on the game is 64. They're going over by 14 points. 78 would be the number. And we can get a 61.5 in this spot. Now couple in the fact that these two teams play shit for defense. The Rebels against Idaho State. We just talked about FBS versus FCS, 38-31. And the Bearcats lose to Western Kentucky 41-24. So defensively, they are incredibly vulnerable. UNLV can throw the ball. They can 500, not just, it's more of a run. I want to say it's balanced, right? 539 yards for UNLV's offense last game. 307 on the ground, another 230 plus in the air. So they can open things up. They can move. Sam Houston allowed 506 total yards against Western Kentucky. So you got an offense on the FBS side that should cook in this UNLV Rebel side of things here. And the thing that I like about the over for this spot is UNLV still hasn't decided on. Remember last year they had that quarterback and then what did he get hurt? And anyway, shit went into flux. This year they have two quarterbacks. Is it Orji and Calandri, I believe is his name? And they're both going to get playing time. So when they go in there, the coach wants to give them both playing time because not one of them has been the clear front step ahead. Show me you're the guy, which means, yes, they can run the ball and pound the offense, but they're going to be throwing the ball, trying to get end zone touchdowns. So I think this is a great spot for the over. We got that 11-0 trend on this thing as well. We'll take that. We'll run with it. Let's talk one WNBA game and we'll put a bow on the show here. We're at 7:00 on the dot. Appreciate all you guys checking us out. I get this money tonight, right? Best job I ever had. Best job I ever had is right. Best job I ever had. That's a great movie, dude. That's a great movie. I watch that movie a lot. It's funny because I think about that because they said Shia LaBeouf is one of those dudes that's notorious for not using the bar of soap and taking a shower. And I was thinking about them being stuck in that hot, sweaty tank as they're rolling around with that dude that stinks like an asshole. Jonathan Nunez says, haven't showered, boots still on, but got to make these plays. Let's go. Old E. Remind me your POD, says Nunya. All right, I got one spot for you guys in the W. I'm going to roll with this Dallas team total under. It's funny. Told you guys, I was trying to learn from some of this capping and slapping the bookie in the cheeks. And, well, I don't like to fade teams. There are certain things that do demand and command respect. And I think that's what we have with this WNBA side of the pike here. Look, couple things. Basically, despite the fact that when these teams have played, I'm not a big Dream fan. You guys know that. I've said that to you guys. I mean, they win. And now they're getting 15.5 and 16s. That's a fucking monster number that I have a hard time looking away from. The reality for me, though, is you got the Dream 10-0 against the spread. When they got a total more than 157, off a loss that they covered their own spread. So they cover spreads, they get it running. That's what they've been doing. They've shown us that all season. They're also 9-0 to the under in their last 9 games. So I looked at this one and I thought, if they're going to cover and they're going unders, well, they're putting up points, but their defense is what's coming in and locking down the other teams. And so the reason I went to this Dallas team total under simply came down to the fact that we've got an average total sitting at 164s, 165s now. I'd start looking to the under because, again, we want to be on the tail end of this move. It's now sitting at 166 on FanDuel and DraftKings. But I do think that Atlanta Dream bludgeon the Dallas Wings here. I just expect their defense to hold them off the court, shut them down, and drag them out of there. So we'll finish the show up with the Dallas team total under 74.5 for the W tonight. I know there's a later game. Stay tuned. I might have a couple plays for some late spots here this evening. Let's see how we do. Let's see what we do. Let's see if we can get that money early and often. I appreciate all you guys checking us out here tonight. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button and go check those 2 videos out that I mentioned. We've got the breakdowns, Texas, Ohio State. We've got Georgia Southern and Fresno State. I might, if you guys get out there and show some views, I might jump out there and put a couple more out for either tomorrow night or Sunday. I know there's some Sunday football action. I believe we have 2 games on Sunday. So I'm happy to do that as well. But you guys got to get out there and like those videos. Throw a comment in there. Share your best bets, your plays on the action. And good luck with all your evening action. Let's close the week strong. 9 fucking units, 11-2 yesterday. We are rolling trying to close this month out. 42 units of net profit here the month of August. Let's see if we can't get to the 50 spot. Keep it rolling. Good luck to everybody with your action here tonight. Check us out at Winnable. Mikey Money. Use the promo codes that I mentioned. August 25, NFL 25. Catch a discount on any package you choose. Appreciate the support. Have a great weekend. See you soon.